So Rockstar decided to nerf Cayo Perico yet again. The first nerf that they did nobody talks about but me, but it was basically that the Juggernaut was not so easily killed. The second time it was nerfed was more recent, and Rockstar added a massive cooldown timer, which I believe is 120 minutes if you do it solo and 48 minutes if you do it with a friend. But I think this current nerf was probably the biggest and the hardest one to get through. Now that the guards are no longer blind if you kill another guard, so basically if you kill one guard and another guard sees the dead body, game over, you'll be getting caught and things will get much harder. Now you pretty much have to pick and choose who you get to let live and who you're gonna kill. You either have to kill almost everybody or kill almost nobody. That's pretty much the only happy medium in order to do this effectively and efficiently. This nerf does suck, but it's okay because there are ways around this as well. In today's guide, I'm going to be showing you the easiest route, and I'm actually going to be showing you eventually every single route, but in multiple videos. I'm going to be showing you the long fin approach because I believe that this is the easiest route and probably the best new way to do this solo. And of course, I will be doing solo videos on every approach as well as videos that I will be doing it with a friend, so if you decide to actually do this with somebody as well, I'm going to be guiding you through that as well. But now with this nerf, the long fin approach definitely is the easiest approach, and I'm going to tell you why. So what I'm going to choose for all these setups is obviously the long fin approach. The main dock is the infiltration point, the drainage tunnel is the compound entry point, and the escape point doesn't matter, and the time of day also does not matter. And don't forget the weapons. I chose the aggressor weapons, which is the shotgun, and also don't forget to purchase the suppressors. So in the long fin approach, you're going to want to start by going to the airport to fill up your bag first. A quick little tip about the long fin turning: if you hold in the R1 button as you're turning, you'll actually turn it quite tighter. It's almost like your character will kind of lean a little bit, because if you don't hold in the R1 button, it'll be kind of a pain in the butt to actually turn because the turning radius on these things suck. So once you're in the airport, try to park the long fin the way that I park mine. I say that because if you just randomly throw it somewhere, then it will float away on you and you end up having to swim after it. It might cut into your time a bit if you're trying to go for the elite. But basically you want to back up so your propellers are just slightly in the dirt. It will float away just a little bit, but not much. So when you're actually in the airport, you're going to want to go get the loot that is in the hangar first. I didn't bother taking a photo of what was in there, so at first I had no idea what was actually in there. Now the guard that is actually patrolling outside of the hangar will not get seen if you kill him, so you can actually take him out to make it easier. Now once you're inside the hangar, there is 2 loot spots that you can take. There's one at the bottom of the gate here, and there is one at the very top. Now I didn't take photos, but it took me a couple tries to get the elite challenge on this, so I actually knew what my loots were. So there were weed and cash at the bottom and 2 loot spots for coke at the top. So I decided to go for just the 2 coke loot spots because coke is actually the most money out of all the choices. So for that, you just grab the forklift to lift up these boxes and climb on top. I actually got pretty lucky with the 2 coke loot spots because anything else would not have filled up my bag all the way. So sometimes you might have to go to a different location, which I'm hoping one of these days it will eventually happen so I can actually show you that location. But in this case, I didn't have to go anywhere else. This was pretty much what filled up my bag. Now after you get these loots to fill up your bag, head back to your long fin. See what I mean about parking it the way I told you to? Now once you're in the long fin, you're going to want to head to where the drainage tunnel is. Once you're there, just swim down and cut open the grate. Remember, the long fin automatically equips you with a rebreather, so I recommend hitting the left D-pad to equip it if you're on console so that you don't drown. Now once you're in the compound, this is where it's going to get a little bit tricky. Like I said earlier, you're going to want to kill almost everybody or kill nobody. It's tricky because the path of the Juggernaut. Normally when I do it solo, I leave him alone and I don't try to kill him. It's a little bit hard to kill him, so I just try to avoid him altogether. But once you're there, you're not going to want to kill anybody. Just go to the left at the top of these stairs and avoid everybody. Once you get to the end of this lattice fence thing, just keep bearing left. Then just hang a right and climb over this to avoid that camera on the left, and make sure you move quick because that camera does move. So you're going to want to also make sure that it's not facing you, which if you follow my direction, by the time you get there it shouldn't be. Then just climb up the stairs and head to where the office is. But this guy here on the top of the stairs to the right, you can go ahead and kill, but you have to make sure that he is actually behind this wall before you take him out. If you don't kill him when he's behind this wall, the Juggernaut will come around and see him. Now I also got lucky here and got the gate keys. If you get the gate keys, it makes everything so much easier because if you got the gate keys, you can just head down to the basement immediately. If you didn't get the gate keys, you can still head up normally, except the guy on the top of the stairs is glitchy. So what you're going to have to try to do is avoid him by sneaking behind him. I have a little bit of footage on my screen, but I kind of messed it up multiple times when I was doing this my first few runs. But that's basically the premise of what you're supposed to be doing, and that's if you don't get the gate keys. If you do get the gate keys, just do what I'm doing. But I got lucky, so what you're going to want to do is head down to the bottom just like this and do the 1 fingerprint scanner and get the primary target. Easy as pie, but once you get it, I also recommend going up to the office, which will mean that you will have to do the 3 fingerprint clone scanner as well. And if you don't know how to do this, it's very easy. All you have to do is find the very top fingerprint cloner each time, and as you go down, you just basically find the top one and just count like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's pretty easy. But I do recommend going into the office and getting this little safe here because you could get an extra $100,000 because why not? As Pavel says, take Rubio for everything he's got. But after you get that, you're going to want to go back down into the elevator and go up through the basement again because it's just way easier. Now when you're back into the main compound area, pay attention to your mini-map and don't get caught by the Juggernaut because you never know where he's going to be lurking. But once you're in the clear, just head up the stairs and don't even worry about killing any of these other guys because if you're quick enough, just run over to the exit and quickly hit the right on the D-pad. As long as you're out of their cone of vision, you're pretty much good. Now once you're outside, for the most part, everything is pretty much smooth sailing. I went ahead and killed this guy and took his motorcycle. Now, if you kill this guy on the motorcycle, you're going to have to kill another guard that is actually in the other Jeep type vehicle. So honestly, it might have actually been easier if you just went straight for the guy that's in the Jeep. Once you kill that guy in the Jeep, that's pretty much it. I mean, now all you really have to do is just swim out. There is one last quick tip that I should give you is that when you're swimming out, there is a way that you can exit really fast, and all you have to do is travel directly opposite of north, so, south. Then once you're on the ocean floor, you'll see 2 cracks that kind of look like a butt crack in the ground. You're going to want to go to where I call the butt crack of Cayo Perico. And from there, as you can see, there is no editing required. It literally spawned me out very quickly, and that's pretty much it. Easy as pie. And I actually got it done in 11 minutes and 40 seconds, so I did in fact get the Elite Challenge. So that's it. I really hope this helped, and if it did, be sure you like this video and subscribe if you're new, and make sure you also ring the bell so you never miss out on more to come. And there will be so much more to come. I will be doing guides on every single approach solo as well as with people. That sort of thing will just take me a little bit of time, but eventually I will have it all. So until next time, you will see me, or at least hear my voice, in the next video. Bye.